I welcome you all in the next video tutorial of pharmacognosy and phytochemistry 2. So we have started unit number 3, isolation, identification and analysis of the phytoconstituents, and we have started the alkaloids and completed atropine, quinine, rozapine, and in this video tutorial we are going to cover caffeine. So let's start. The caffeine is obtained from different sources like tea and coffee. If we talk about the coffee, over here coffee is given, example of coffee is given, then Coffea arabica, family Rubiaceae. So remember, Rubiaceae is also the family of Cinchona. So Coffea arabica, Rubiaceae, and also obtained from the tea leaves. This you have to remember. Camellia sinensis or Thea sinensis is sometimes also synonym of this tea. So I hope you have seen the plant of the tea also. This is the tea. Okay. Now let me show you the coffee beans. So this is your coffee beans. So from this contain caffeine. So let's see how we will isolate our caffeine. So yes, we will take our sample, that is suppose we have taken 50 gram powder of the tea, and it was again extracted with the ethanol for 6 hours using a Soxhlet apparatus. Yes, this is a Soxhlet apparatus. Over here you will pack your drug. In the RBF you will add your solvent, and then again with the help of the boiling you will add a heating mantle or any hot plate over here. When the boiling point will achieve, it will go in the solvent will go in the side tube. This is the side tube. Over here there are condenser attached, inlet and outlet. This is attached with the water supply, and when these hot vapors get in contact with this cool water, what will happen? The vapors get converted into liquid state. It will again fall down into what? Into your drug. So extraction procedure start over here. Then what will happen? From this side, this siphon tube will fill up, and when it reaches at this point, due to gravity, all the solvent will get again falls down into your RBF. So this is a continuous hot extraction or Soxhlation procedure. Then what will happen? You will take tea, extract with ethanol for 6 hours. Then we will transfer it to your particular porcelain dish, which contain a basic, that is magnesium oxide, which is suspended in 100 ml of the water. And what you will do? You will transfer whole of this material into this basic material, that is magnesium oxide, and you will evaporate it to dryness on the water bath. And the next important step is you will obtain a residue in which you will add a water, and you just make a suspension like suspension. You will add a water and make a paste like, because MgO has a property to become a suspended. Okay, so it will make a suspension, and then you will finally filter it. And in the filtrate, in the clear solution or in the filtrate, you will add acid, okay, that is sulfuric acid, and boil it for 30 minutes. And while it is hot, you will add chloroform, because we know the solubility of the alkaloids, particularly caffeine, is highest in the chloroform and dichloromethane. And then again you will add a basic material like NaOH and KOH, and you will again use chloroform for the separation. And finally, after the drying and the purification step, you will get needle shaped crystals of the caffeine. So this is the simple procedure of the caffeine using magnesium oxide. Yes, there are other procedures also in which we have used other chemicals. So let's watch one more. Let's see one more procedure, that is, so let's see a fast procedure from this channel, Solution Pharmacy. I acknowledge this channel for preparation of this video, and in this very simple procedure is used, in which you can see the tea leaves are taken and a basic material like anhydrous sodium carbonate is used here, and we will add a water in it, distilled water in this basic material and tea leaves, and we will again start mixing it. We will put it in the heating mantle for uniform extraction. This is extraction is going on basically, because we know caffeine is present in this tea leaves. Okay, so we have to remember one thing in this procedure of the extraction of the caffeine. So basically caffeine is present in the tea or coffee, and that particular tea or coffee contain appreciable amount of, you can see the large amount of tannins also. So for the separation of this caffeine, we have to first of all separate the tannin part. And how is this possible? It's very simple, by using the salt or using the base. So suppose you will take tea powder, tea over here in a beaker, and you will add a sodium carbonate in it, and you will start heating your sample. What was happened during this procedure? As we know, tea combination, it contains alkaloids like caffeine. Or remember this thing, caffeine is also pseudo alkaloid. It is not the true alkaloid. Just go through the classification of the alkaloid: true, proto, and pseudo. So it contains caffeine, tea, and then tannins and other material. So what will happen? Tannins are basically, they are acidic substances. They are somewhat acid in nature. And whenever you add a basic in the tea, that is sodium carbonate, what will happen? This NaCO3, it combined with acid to form a salt, okay, which has a solubility in the water, okay, which has solubility in the water. So it is at this time, this contain your caffeine, yes, plus your tannin salts. And what we will do, we will just do nothing but in the next step, we will filter it, and in the conical flask, what will happen in the separating funnel, not the conical flask, in the separating funnel, what we will do, over here, we will add our filtrate. Suppose this is a filtrate, and just we will add any organic solvent like dichloromethane or chloroform, and we will shake it. And as we know, because the tannins are now soluble in the water, so it becomes in water layer. And we also know that caffeine has solubility in glychloromethane or the organic solvent, so caffeine get dissolved in this organic layer, and we can easily separate it out. So this is a simple procedure that is mentioned in this video also. Look at this here. We will boil the sample. We have already added the sodium carbonate into it. And the next step, yes, we will filter it. Simple step. We will filter it. Let me fast a bit video for you. Okay, and we will do this procedure at least 2 to 3 times. Okay, depending upon the sample, we will again start filtering it. This is a very simple 2-step method. First of all, you have to use this sodium carbonate, and then secondly, you will use a dichloromethane or the chloroform. Over here it was written. So we will add in the separating funnel, we will take separating funnel, and above we will add dichloromethane. As we know, chloroform density has greater than water, it is heavier than water, so chloroform layer is this, and above this, this is the water layer which contain tannin salt, and over here caffeine is dissolved. And what we will do, we will wait for at least, we will shake in this manner, gentle shaking is done, gentle mixing is done, and we will set as this separating funnel for at least 10 to 20 minutes, and then we will separate this organic layer in a petri dish or in any other container, and we will then purify it to obtain the crystals of the caffeine. Look at this. Fix the separating funnel for over some time, and we will collect this organic layer, particularly this organic layer, into a beaker or any other container. Okay, and you will also repeat this procedure 2 to 3 times. Suppose you have collected first layer, then you will again add chloroform fresh into it, then you will again shake it, then again collect it. This procedure might be repeated 2 to 3 times to why? To extract out whole of the caffeine present in the sample. Then but just we will put in our petri dish, and we will cover it with aluminum foil with the holes so that all the solvent will evaporate out. And after evaporation, yes, you will see the crystals of the caffeine. So this is the caffeine you have isolated. So I think this is very much clear to you. And how will you identify it? There is a chemical test, that is a Muruxide reaction. This is a very simple test in which alcohol solution is taken. It was evaporated to dryness, cool it, and you will add HCl, consider HCl 2 to 3 drops, and KClO3, potassium chlorate is added, and it is followed by heating. And finally, with the addition of the ammonium hydroxide, we will obtain this purple color. The sample is evaporated to dryness, and the resulting residue exposed to ammonia. Urine alkaloids like caffeine show a purple color over pink color, and Muruxide with a purple color. Over here it is written, yes, with a purple color. So you have to write about the purple color. Just remember, you will take the caffeine, add HCl, potassium chlorate, then heat it to dryness. A purple color is obtained by exposing to vapors of the dilute ammonia. This is the Muruxide test. So due to time constrictions, so let's acknowledge all the sources I have used to prepare this video. See in the part 2 video of caffeine. This is the part 2 video of the caffeine. So we have covered the isolation and identification of the caffeine. So analysis of the caffeine is basically done by different spectroscopic methods like UV spectroscopy. There is a simple TLC procedure also for this identification. So first of all, let's go by this video very fast. Let me increase the speed. So first of all, you will prepare your sample of the caffeine. But before that, if you using a TLC plate, you will also prepare the TLC plate in the laboratory using the silica gel G as a stationary phase, and you can also use the pre-coated TLC plate. They are also commercially available in the market. So in this way, you will suppose you have prepared the TLC plate, and with the help of pencil, that you can see here, you will mark, and this is the capillary you are using. So generally we are this what is the this procedure, we fused our capillary so that the sample of the appropriate amount, not too much sample. So this is in this particular we have to use very less amount of sample, so the hole will get narrower, so that the very less amount of sample, look at this, just a single drop we will insert in the sample. So over here we will apply two spots. First is the standard, and second the test compound that you have isolated in your laboratory, so as to match the result. Okay, so as to compare the result with the standard one. And the TLC we have already covered that, but we will measure the RF value. Then we will put in the mobile phase, and the mobile phase is generally used, that is the ethyl acetate, methanol and water in the ratio 100, 13.5 and 10 ml water. Ethyl acetate 100 ml, methanol 13.5 and 10 ml. It may vary. You will find different mobile phases for caffeine in different book. It will depend upon. Okay. So over here, when you will develop your TLC plate, what you will see, you will find over here. I just watch again. What you will do after that, when the plate was run, okay, the TLC plate was prepared, and you will cover it in the developing chamber. Then the plate was run. You will dry it in the room temperature. Okay, and when it was dry, what you will do? You will potassium iodide solution, or you will add in a particular mixture of iodine vapor, or you can also use sulfuric acid also. So let me pause this now. So in this way, you will find the results. Okay, this is I will not say this is the most accurate result, but it will somewhat gives an idea. So sometimes we will ask, how will prepare how will we measure the RF value of this point? We will select the center, because the spot is spread. It is not a single spot. It has a unique diameter. So we will select this from the center. So the distance traveled by the solute divided by distance traveled by the solvent front is the RF value. So you will, in this case, you will measure the RF value, and it generally lies up to 0.41 centimeter or something. So I hope this will give you an idea about the isolation, identification and analysis of the caffeine. But in the examination, you also have to write the modern method like spectroscopic methods of the identification of the caffeine. As you can see, this is a spectrophotometric UV spectroscopic method for determination of the analysis of the caffeine. So over here it is detected at 274 nanometer. And also in the commercial beverages, if you want to analyze your caffeine, you will detect it at 274 nanometer UV visible spectrophotometer. So I hope this will give you a brief idea about the identification, isolation, analysis of the caffeine. So we have covered the alkaloids, that is atropine, quinine, razapine and caffeine also. So thank you for your patience and listening. See you in the next lecture. Keep reading.